Hello, I'm Ben. Not really a video today, more of a slideshow, but in the previous video on this project there seemed to be a bit of interest, and I did say that I'd post something to show you all what I was doing and how I got to this point with it. So, I bought a load of plastiline, some call it clay, and if you're of a certain age you'd know it as plasticine. I took the original seat, this is the one that was damaged in the crash, and covered it in masking tape. This is to stop the plastiline sticking to it. Whilst I'm not bothered about the seat, the plastiline is quite expensive, so best to save as much as possible so you can use it again as it doesn't dry out. Anyway, I built it up and got some semblance of the shape that I wanted. However, I didn't realise, because of the cushioning effect of the seat, I struggled to get the final shape flat and straight. I ended up losing my rag with it and just took a mould from what I had, then made a plug and worked it with body filler. Whilst it was time consuming, this was the easiest solution. I then made a small mould for the underside. This is so that the seat slips into the cover and will provide a more sturdy application. I then coated both the plug and the board it will be joined to with an epoxy primer to seal it. Then with my trusty guide coat I sanded them, working down the grades, starting with 600s, then 1000s, then 1500s, 2000s, before finishing with 3000 grit. I then polished it and the board. This isn't to make them look fancy, it's to make sure that the surface is flat and clean to take a mould from. It should also help with separation. I then stuck the plug to the board with a hot glue gun and sealed it with decorator's cork before applying 4 coats of PVA release agent. However, in these images you'll see there's some degree of separation around the mastic. I obviously didn't clean it off well enough. I probably should have used thinners, I know for next time. Anyway, I applied 2 coats of gel coat before applying 3 layers of resin and matting, and here you can see the mould once I released it from the plug. I then cut some metal in order to make a frame to join the mould to. Yes, I know my welding isn't the best. The frame is to provide stability in order to stop any heat distortion caused by the reaction process. I'll probably just rivet the mould to the frame. I then drilled all 4 corners before welding nuts on them. Here I'm welding washers to bolts. These will be the feet for the frame, and then I painted it. This is not for aesthetic reasons, but the mould will be stored in a damp garage, so it's mainly to stop corrosion. Then I ended up having to buy some special filler as the plug did lock in, and I had to get a bit forceful to get it out, putting some minor damage in the mould. It happens sometimes. I rubbed it down before applying a final skim, and that's as far as I've got at the moment. If you're having a go at something like this yourself, you don't need to go as far as I have. Just take your mould straight from your plug. The reason I've gone this far is so I can make more than one, and in the future I am intending to get a proper vacuum pump set up, hence the flange round the mould. Coming up in part 3, I'll be doing more sanding and polishing, oh the joy, before I actually get to make a cover. I've also got to make the brackets for it. I hope that you like my little project. Thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye bye.